Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
It's Rajasthan playing Delhi tomorrow, and as we saw on that points table, Rajasthan is in third position and Delhi is lower. The delta between them in terms of points is 4. But Lisa, tomorrow's more of a make or break game for Delhi, because they have to make the top 4. They need to win tomorrow. For Rajasthan, the repercussion is if they don't win tomorrow, then 1 and 2 seem out of reach, right? So there's a lot at stake for both, but perhaps a little more for Delhi.
Yeah, still plenty on the line for both sides, but Delhi is the one that are hanging on by a thread, and you've got to feel for them, and I certainly do. This tournament has not gone to plan at all. Internationals came a little bit later, or they didn't expect them not to be all available either the first few games. Then COVID hit, Mitch Marsh got injured, then got COVID. Now Prithvi Shaw's in hospital, and we got a bit of a glimpse as well that, when James Hope was talking last game, that they literally got a message at 2:30 a.m. you're not allowed to leave your room until the bus to take you to the ground. And even then there were some anxious waits of inconclusive results, and finally came back negative. So that is not an environment to perform at your peak. So you can turn all of those negatives into a positive, and they did that last time when they went through a similar case. The last game they didn't do that, and they look a bit exhausted, a bit flat as well. So it's up to now the leaders and the coaching staff just to lift them a little bit more. If they can win tomorrow, that might just spark something in. And, if they can get Prithvi Shaw back, I don't know where he's at the moment, then that would certainly help.
Yeah, and Lisa's so right, because the second time it's happened to Delhi that they've been sent into forced isolation and come straight from an isolated room into onto a stadium to play. And Delhi is a great example of how you can do most things right. In the build-up to the IPL, they did most things right. They had a well-structured side. They lost most during the auction because they lost a lot of their key players. When you're a very good side, people poach your players. So they lost Avesh, they lost Ashwin, they lost quite a few players. They lost Rabada, because when you're a very good side, people poach your players. In spite of that, I think they did a pretty decent job at the auction. But you see in tournaments like these, which are, it's the longest T20 tournament, but it's still a short tournament, and it's subject to the whims of life. And suddenly, you are being subjected to something. 2 players are coming late. There's an Australian contract that says your players might be available, but if your national team is playing somewhere, you cannot play a franchise tournament. So that's another 3 games gone for them, even though their players are here. Then a COVID scare, then someone else gets. So there's a lot of things that are out of syllabus, as we say.
That's true.
A lot of things that happen.
And
you can't plan for those.
Yeah, and despite that, they haven't done too badly. There's a couple of games that have been fairly close. Yeah, despite that, they haven't done badly.
But they have to win tomorrow.
Yeah, they have to win. What's the change you see, right? If Prithvi comes back, I guess straight swap. Prithvi comes in, and KS Bharat has to sit out, even though he just played 1 game. But otherwise, any other change that you see?
If he's in hospital for very high fever till yesterday, I don't see him playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
these teams all have good doctors
as well.
Yeah, and these teams, Lisa, have all good doctors, and they have. We are in a CSK bubble. I can see the kind of facilities they have over here. If it required someone for a fever to go to hospital, it couldn't be very good. So I don't see him coming back right away. So they'll just have to either go with Bharat. They tried Mandeep Singh. So they are again in a situation. They're saying, okay, we've got 4 games to go, 3 games to go, but what is our best 11? And that is the uncomfortable part. They need Rishabh Pant to go out and play like Rishabh Pant, and not play like Rishabh Pant wanting to be captain. We want that impish Chalu Rishabh Pant to come out and play like Rishabh Pant and just show the way, because there's still a very good team. How many teams have a David Warner, a Rishabh Pant, a Mitch Marsh, a Robin Powell in their top 5? So there's still a very good side. It's still a pretty good bowling side. Khalil has been bowling really well. Nokia will come back and bowl better. Kuldeep's going through a bit of a dip, but he's taken 18 wickets already in the tournament. So there's still a very, very good side.
On the other side, we have the Rajasthan team. Their keeper captain batter is having no such issue. because he's wearing the crown. He's wearing it nicely, isn't he? Samson's wearing it nicely, Lisa.
Yeah, he is. You know, he's done well with this side. I mean, he's got some key players. Obviously, Josh Buttler scoring runs. They will be without Shimron Hetmyer because obviously he went back for the birth of his first child. So that he they missed the finishing touches that he's been able to provide. But then, from a bowling point of view, they've got so many options. It feels like they've got every skill set that they need. I mean, you've got your Trent Bolt, Prasidh Krishna has been good. Chahal, we know what he's been able to do as well. Ashwin, clever. He may not pick up wickets, but he goes for about 24 runs. So, you know, it's a good side. It's been managed very well, and then they've been able to put the runs on the park.
You know, I actually like Jimmy Neesham, but I seem to be in a minority because most teams have him in their squad and never play him.
He could come in tomorrow.
In this squad with no Hetmyer, I mean, we've seen him finish fantastically for New Zealand. He did so well in that 2019 World Cup. So surely there's a player in him there, which is why every year you buy him. So tomorrow I would like to see Riyan Parag go up to 5 and Jimmy Neesham play Hetmyer's role from number 6 and just tell him, look, the flights to Guyana and back are not that frequent. So you've probably got 2 games here.
Yeah.
So go and play Hetmyer's role from number 6. It's not easy because Hetmyer is a special player, but go and do it from 6.